Atina's drowning in her bedroom, and she hears a call from the kitchen. She leaves her room and heads for the stairway. On her way down, she's pulled into the closet near the kitchen. The girl struggles for a second, but then hears a familiar voice. It's her mother. Don't go into the kitchen. I heard it too. Father, I had a bad dream. You blink your eyes and pull up on your elbows. Your claw glows red in the darkness. It's 3:23. Do you want to climb into bed with me and talk about it? No, Father. The honest of the situation wakes you up more fully. You can barely make out your daughter's pale form in the darkness of your room. Why not, sweetie? Because in my dream, when I told you about the dream, the thing wearing mommy's skin sat up. In that moment, you feel paralyzed. You can't take your eyes off your daughter. The covers next to you start to shift. You are home alone, and you hear on the news about the profile of a murderer who's on a rampage. You look at your sliding glass window to your backyard, and you notice a man standing out there in the snow. He fits the profile of the murderer on the news. He starts to wave at you. You put the phone to your ear with a gulp in your throat, and then you start to think of something, and you look back into the snow. There's no footprints in the snow. You feel something behind you, and you look back at the window, and a shocking realization comes over you. In the sliding glass window, it's his reflection. I like watching him. The way he stares at the ceiling, frustrated, not being able to sleep, restless these past nights. Over the course, having a film of terror over his face. He refuses to look at me. It's quite funny how he thinks that kind of judgment will work on me. Thinking that ignoring me like an ignorant child will do anything. It's been 3 nights so far, and I think he's starting to understand that I'm not leaving him. He knows what he's done. His transgressions are scattered across his room bit by bit. Incense, another means of purification. It is the 4th night, and he's starting to understand how sleepless and how exhausted he is. His dry eyes keep panning back to the ceiling, anxious, sleepless, fists clenching and unclenching in the backspread, and waiting for the hours to pass. I chuckle, and he shudders, but he refuses to look at me, refuses to accept me. He turns his head back to the pillow and pretends he heard nothing. He loathes the thought of looking back at me. The image of me burned in his head. The image that has kept him up all this time. And the image that will continue. I've taken this small bit of his human pleasure because he has taken it from me. He has taken away my slumber, so I shall take away his. It's only what these humans call fair, right? I drag my nails across the walls, and I hear a shudder from him. Laughter leaves my bared teeth, and he refuses to look up. It's been 3 days, and the fun part hasn't even begun yet. I can wait. I have all the time in the world after all, huh? There was once a soldier who was finally coming home after fighting in Vietnam. He called his parents from San Francisco. "Mom and Dad, I'm coming home. But I have a favor to ask. I have a friend I'd like to bring home." "Sure," they replied. "We'd love to meet him. There's something you should know," the son confirmed. "He was hurt pretty bad during the fighting. He stepped on a landmine and lost an arm and a leg. And I want him to come live with us." "I'm sorry to hear that, son. Maybe we can help him find some place to live." "No, Mom and Dad. I want him to live with us." "Son," said the father, "you don't know what you're asking. Someone with such a handicap would be a terrible burden on us. We have our own lives to live, and we can't let something like this interfere with our lives. I think you should probably find a house and forget about this guy. He'll find a way to live anyways." After this moment, the son hung up the phone. The parents heard nothing from the son for a few days. They later received a call from the San Francisco police station. They were told that the son had fallen off a building. The police believed it was a suicide. The grief-stricken parents went to San Francisco and were taken to the city to identify the body of their son. They recognized him, but to their horror, they had discovered something they didn't know. Their son had only one arm and one leg.